Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm talking to my awesome client, Whitney Nicely. My name is Desiree Stafford if you've never been on one of my videos before. And, I help my clients make a lot more money in a lot less time. So we're going to talk about Whitney and her journey, what, her experience has been as a result of working with me and, really what it took for her to get there. So I'm going to turn it right over to Whitney. So Whitney, thanks for being here and tell us about what you do.
Hey, I help women specifically create another six-figure income. Most of the women I help are already making a really good salary and they really love whatever it is they're doing, but they realize that having money in the bank isn't going to actually get them through retirement. And so they want to reach out and start to create a real estate portfolio, and I help them make smart investments and know that they're getting a return on what they're actually trying to do.
That's awesome, right? Because it's important that women even have this education, right? Because we're getting into that space of making our own money and lots of it, but then what is that next step? So I love what you do. It's so powerful and so necessary. So talk to us about what was the challenge that you were personally experiencing when you decided to hire me?
So I reached a really good level of where I wanted to be with my own real estate investments within a year or two of investing. And then I had a lot of people that were like, hey, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do this. And so I started coaching last year. I've only been coaching for a little over a year. And I've always had a heart for helping women do this. And I really thought that if I started coaching, it would be fun, and it is. But what happened was I hit 20,000 a month pretty quickly after I started coaching. And I have been bumping my head against 20,000 every month for like the last 6 or 8 months. And I really wanted to get up to that next level and get on to that next level and get to, what I want to do instead of just getting stuck.
Yeah. That's awesome, because a lot of women experience that, right? Especially someone like you, you're a powerhouse. So you get yourself to the point, you're making money and you know that you should be making more money and you can't figure out what is that gap, right? Like what is that thing that's holding you back from that? So that's brilliant. So talk to me about, what would have stopped you from getting that support? So you knew you needed support, but sometimes, you struggled, you said, for a couple of months before you actually found me. So what do you think was going on within that time frame that maybe would have stopped you, maybe would have held you back from actually getting the support that you needed to get to your next level?
I was really wallowing in myself and saying, I know I can do this, I know I can do this, I know I can do this, but I don't know what to do first. I don't know where I should be going. I don't know how to lay out, okay, this is what I want, but we hear it all the time, you got to speak it into existence, but you also need somebody to kind of put their arm around you and help you get there and kick you in the pants when they know you could be doing better.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I saw from you, is that you'd be there, but you'd also call me out when I was making silly, lame excuses for myself. And come on, Whit, get with it. Let's do this.
Yeah. It's so important because we often do that, right? And if there is no one calling us, because we're powerful, right? So a lot of people will be afraid to say, hey, Whitney. I mean, even before we started working together and I was checking you out, I was like, this chick is powerful. Do you know what I mean? So there will probably be people in your environment who won't really call you out on things. Is that what you were experiencing?
The people that were calling me out, I didn't like the way they were doing it. I took it as criticism instead of as encouragement.
Interesting. Okay.
And when I took it as criticism, then I internally turned that into a negative, and I started fighting them instead of focusing on going.
Got it. Okay.
It makes sense. If you get directions from somebody that you're kind of internally battling with, or striving for who has more power, then you end up fighting that battle instead of the one that's actually going to take you where you want to go.
That becomes a distraction, right?
Yeah.
The way that you take your eye off the ball. So let me ask you, I challenge you. So what is the difference between the way that I challenge you and the way that you were challenged by other people?
It's not just the way that I don't want to say that you question me, but it's the way you present the questions to me that makes me not feel like we're fighting each other, but that you're trying to get me to speak what I'm actually thinking, and not just, well, how does that make you feel? But why are you allowing this? And why am I allowing this to take over and keep me stuck?
Yeah.
Fix it
Yeah.
and move on.
Okay, awesome. So talk to us about what the results have been. With our working together, what have been some of the things that have transpired for you, both financially and in other aspects of your life and your business?
One of the things that I really, really enjoy is you took a lot of time with me on the first call that we were together to really understand where I was going and what I was really struggling with, and forcing those nuggets that I wanted to hide out. That way, when we had our second one-on-one call after I signed up, we could skip right into the meat and potatoes and get down to some nitty-gritty stuff and some actionable stuff. And the week after our first real coaching call, I made $12,000, which was, what I usually make in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then what I had been making in 2 or 3 weeks, and then I would get a push to hit that 20 in the last week, whereas I did it in a week. So I had 3 weeks, and I was able to go above what I normally do. I collected 27,000 and booked 47,000 in 3 weeks of working with you. And it was really funny because the first month that I was with you, I took a 10-day vacation and went to California and didn't work, I had one sales call while I was on vacation, and it ended up being the best sales call that I've had all year. And awesome. It was a $25,000 sales call. So yay for vacation, and yay for working with Desiree.
That is so awesome. I love hearing success stories like that. Especially because, and I love to hear that they happen so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Something that you've desired for a long time. So now what do you feel is possible for you? Now that you've experienced that level of success, what's the next level for you?
100,000 months.
Awesome.
And when I say 100,000 months, first thing I think of is, okay, if I'm at 0, how am I going to get to 100? But you have an amazing way of starting at the goal and breaking it down into numbers that I'm like, oh yeah, well, duh, that's going to happen. Absolutely. How could it not happen to hit 100,000 months?
Yeah. Especially with what you offer, right?
Yeah.
Because you are amazing in and of yourself, but you also have clients who are getting amazing results also, right?
I'm so proud of my students. And my mom asked me one time, she was like, don't you kind of want to do these deals that they're doing? And I'm like, no way. I want to help other women achieve financial freedom. I want to teach people how to know if it's a good deal or not. Don't depend on an agent or your daddy or your husband to tell you if it's a good deal and you'll get enough return on your investment. You should know that in your soul. You should be able to run the math on it. It's not complicated. Yeah. These women graduated college and they act like this is going to be a big deal. It's not. It's about knowing and owning that you can own real estate.
Yeah. See, one of the things that I absolutely adore about you is that you do what I do in a different capacity, right? Because what you're doing is helping your clients really stand in their power, right?
Yes.
Being able to decide what a good deal is on their own, not having to question or ask anyone else. It's brilliant. I love it. So talk to me about, you have significantly increased your sales and your cash, right? Talk to me about how that has also impacted maybe your business, impacted other areas of your life.
Well, it's really cool. Right now, I am in Tampa, Florida. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. My husband lives in Rome, Georgia. And because I've been able to up my level, and I've been able to travel with him when he gets a consulting gig. So I get to be a hotel housewife instead of, just waiting on him to get home. And I can still do everything that I want to do from here. So it's been amazing. And we all know that a happy wife is a happy life. And when I'm making as much money as I can and I'm happy, I make more money and then I can hang out with him. And it gives me, that pressure that we all walk around with, that we got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. Hitting your goals takes that pressure away and gives you more confidence to hit them bigger and better and stronger.
Yeah. It becomes your new normal, right?
Yes.
And it's so much more fun.
It's so much more fun. I've been thinking about other things that I want to do just for fun, not even like something that will make me money. Because for so long I was so stuck in, well, I need to block out this time and I need to do this many calls and I need to do this many activities and I need to make worksheets and I need to do this and videos. And I don't have time to go do anything fun because then I got to be a wife and I got to go to the grocery store and I got to do all these things. And now I'm thinking like, you know, I'd really like to take horseback riding lessons on like a Thursday.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's go
awesome.
do that.
Yeah. That's because you're making money and you also have the free time to live the life that you truly desire.
Absolutely.
Right? I love it. I'm so happy for you, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, and your clients, again, we talked about them a little bit, but you're actually attracting better quality clients in addition to your own success, correct? Like clients that you really feel aligned with, clients that inspire you and are also inspired by you, right?
I have so much fun on, I call them speed coaching calls. I do 15-minute speed coaching drill sessions with my students, and it's very straightforward. And we get in and we, just like on my calls with you, we get in, we get straight to the business, and I, you know, help them see some other ways and then send them back out into the world. And I have as much fun on those 15-minute speed coaching calls than I do, you know, things that I think most women consider fun, like, you know, going out with girlfriends and just relaxing and, you know, doing some other things. Like, I really enjoy spending time with my clients. And yeah. I've got an event coming up and my clients are coming, especially, you know, the ones that I have so much fun with, they're coming, and I absolutely cannot wait to spend a weekend with them and learn from them, as well as guide them to the next level that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, it's going to be a huge slumber party is what it's going to be.
It's awesome when you get to work with people that you have that much fun with, right? Because then it's no longer just about the money, but it's also about, you know, you're feeling truly fulfilled in what you're doing, right?
Well, it's never just about the money. The money is just the commitment. And I'm the kind of person, and I've always been like this. When I got my first mentor, I paid $15,000 to get my first mentor, and I made $135,000 in the next 9 months. Like, I don't always 10x my investment, but I get really darn close. And that is the same experience that my students get. One of my most recent students that joined me, she was with me for just maybe 6 weeks, and she joined my $2,000 program, and then she cashed out 2 real estate deals and made $12,000. So she had her full investment back in less than 2 months, and she's thrilled. And she was awesome because she didn't question anything. She just said, okay, and let's go with it.
Yeah.
And she knocked it out of the park, and I'm so proud of her.
You should be. That's awesome. Okay. So what, if you were to think of maybe a word or a phrase that would describe your experience of us working together, what would that be?
It's very calming. You know, I tend to get stuck in my head and think I need to do all these different things. And when we talk, there's one thing that I need to do.
Yeah.
And that is very reassuring to me, that I don't need to be doing 18 billion thousand different things all the time and pleasing everybody. I need to be doing one thing, and I need to do that to the best of my ability. And with that, it'll the rest of it will sort its way out in due time. Or I need to delegate that to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
which
I really
doing lately, right?
Yes, and I feel so much better. In the last week, I've hired 2 girls in the last week, and I have grown my business probably, I mean, like the things that I've been able to get done just by being with them for an hour and telling them where I want to go and them going and doing whatever it is, it would have taken me 6 months because I just did not want to sit down and do those things. Let somebody else do it.
Yeah, and typically when we are allowing ourselves to focus on all those things, it's how we get to play small, right? It's how we remain distracted, and you know, it's what we tell ourselves. I have to do this, so I can't really blaze ahead, right? So I'm glad that, you know, that our conversations have helped you with that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that you can really operate in your zone of genius, right?
Absolutely.
Let's see. Is there anything else that you can think of that would have stopped you from getting support with me?
No, I was sold on that. It's not exactly a webinar, but it was like 30 minutes. And I don't remember if I saw that and then signed up for the call, or if I signed up for the call and that was in the follow-up email. But I remember like everything you said, I was like, oh my gosh, can this call just get here? Just take my money. I just want to get started. Just take my money. Like it was every phrase you said. I was like, are you in my head? Like, how can you know that? It was amazing. So I know nothing was going to stop me from getting started and getting going.
Yeah, you're a go-getter anyway, right? So you want something, you get it.
And I don't need a lot of hand holding. I need some short and sweet kicks in the right direction, and I'll take and run with it. And, you know, if I get kind of stuck or I go, wait a second, what was that? You know, I know I can reach out and you'll get back to me, and then I'll be going again.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. So are there any final words that you want to leave us with?
Whatever it is that you're looking at doing, keep going. I tell everybody, keep going. And if it scares you, that's probably what you should be doing anyway. So keep going towards what scares you.
Absolutely. Cool. How can people get in touch with you?
My website is whitneynicely.com. And I think there's a link there to get my book on getting your first deal. And that's the way we get started.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for being here, Whitney. I appreciate you sharing your time and your story.
Thanks, Desiree.
All right, bye.